master of fire, but he's certainly a horse that will keep following here in the province. He's having his second start for Garth, and well done to Mr. Howe, or Mr. Hugh. And this horse bred by Rio Stud as well, the son of Bowl Silvano. Luke Ferrara's Ice Cool just set him last. He knew if this horse could just produce a finish that he showed over 1,200 meters, he will be hard to beat over 1,400. And 7 Bay Tibbs has come through to win, beating number 6 Ron's Joy, third to number 5 Al Jazeera, and horse number 8 Driver missing out on the place accumulator. 7, 6, 5 and 8, a popular start for all in the first leg of the Pick 6.
Well done to Garth Puller and Luke Ferraris, a top-class ride from the end of the field. He had to produce Bay Tibbs, but you could see down the lane, he never really went for the stick. A very cool, calm and collected ride. And Bay Tibbs, he absolutely blew them away from the 300. He dropped to anchor, and turning for home when the Bold Silvano came through, Luke Ferraris just gave him his marching orders, and Bay Tibbs, he just sped past the opposition.
Well, number 7, Bay Tibbs, son of Bowl Silvanos, come through to win. Well done to Garth Puller and, of course, Luke Ferraris and Mr. Hoy as well. If you watch Hong Kong racing, these silks are familiar in the care of David Ferraris there. And Garth just telling me off air, really, really nice to see these colors in his stable. International Silks of Hong Kong supporting South African racing, and nice to see these colors in the winners' enclosure. Garth, firstly, well done, in getting a few of those horses from Mr. Ferraris.
Yes, I must say, thanks to Mr. Hoy for entrusting me with the horses. Thanks to David for sending them here. And a big thank you to Mr. Orman Ferraris. The horses came down looking well. I phoned him up. He told me about each and every horse. A true professional. We're going to miss him out of this game. But the way things are going, I think he's probably happier where he is now. I hope he's well. And thanks to David and thanks to the staff back at home and to Hollywood for their sponsorship. I think this was a nice race. He was green. I said to Luke, if he's green, don't bustle him. He'll lengthen, and he's a professional in his work at home. He knows what to do at home. So once he got halfway around the bend, I think he picked it up and he knew what he was doing.
Now, there's horses that I don't get to know them back home, but at the track I get to know them, and I just make an opinion. And he's a horse that I'll put into laid back. He's so laid back in the ring on the way down to the start. Even when he came into the number 1 box, he's just like a horse that's just loafing around.
I've been around, and the more laid back a horse is,
yes,
the better they are. There's only a few uptight horses that are really top horses, and you get those horses obviously, but the more energy they can reserve and produce at the finish, the better for them.
I remember the late Buddy Maroon, when Golden Loom, they call him Goofy. They say he used to fall asleep in the parade ring.
Yeah, that's what makes good horses. They keep everything for the race. I mean, I'm not sticking my neck out with this horse. He's a young horse, but he won a nice race. It wasn't a strong field, but he won it well from behind. And what I like about him, he quickened up with a nice action.
You got one on the board, Garth. Anything else that you can help us with later on? The jackpot begins in race 4.
I got place chances. Just put me in.
And overall the season, when you look back, you had a good run?
Yeah, we had a very good season. I think we finished 3rd in Natal, which was very good. I'm very happy. We don't have any big horses, but thanks to the staff and thanks to the support and to my loyal owners, I must say I was happy. This game is ups and downs, and you've got to just take the ups with the downs.
Well, we're going to give Mr. Howe a big shout out. He's going to be watching this in Hong Kong. Well done to you, Mr. Howe. Garth Puller has done it for you. Well done, GP.
Thank you.
Lovely. Let's get Luke in. Luke, hearty congratulations, my man. It's time to congratulate the champions of last season, and you'll be one of those champions stepping up on the podium at the Ecos Award, our champion apprentice. So well done with that.
Thanks, Deez. Yeah, it wouldn't be possible without all the support of all the trainers and the owners that I rode winners for this season, so I'm grateful for their support. But yeah, coming back to this horse, Deez, big thank you to Mr. Puller. He did an outstanding job with him today, and to Mr. Hoy and my dad back in Hong Kong. Wish them all the best.
What happened out the gates? Was it your plan to sit him at back, or you just didn't want to go with them?
From his first run he had at Scottsville, he was very green. I was expecting a bit of greenness, not in the severity that it was. But yeah, he was very green, and once we started going around the bend, he started to find himself nicely. And when he cornered up, I think it was just a matter of finding the right split, which he did. He found a beautiful split down the middle, and once he saw daylight, it was the race over.
With all due respect, wasn't the strongest field, but just the manner in which he won, he's one that we can pencil in.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't need any more reminders. He's a very professional horse. He's got a beautiful attitude to him. And, I like him quite a bit. And hopefully he can go from strength to strength.
How's been the mood with your family, your dad, your grandpa, and everybody now that you won the championship? I know you got big support behind you, but it must be a wonderful moment for your dad, especially watching from afar.
Yeah, it's a big relief. I think that's the best way to put it.
Pressure?
Yeah, the pressure was on, but I think it's good pressure. When it comes to the end of it, it's support that my family gives me. They're my number one supporter. So a big thank you to them. They've always been behind me and believed in me. And winning the championship just is a cherry on the cake.
Well, whilst it's pressure from the family, which is understandable, they want you to succeed, they want you to do well, but it's no surprise from us purists watching the game, because from day one you showed the ability, and all I can say, I wish you all the best, Luke, because you certainly look to have a very bright future ahead of you.
Thank you, Deez. Thanks.
Well done. Anything else later on from your side?
I think they all have to have some respect about them. I'd give them place chances.
Did you meet this owner when you visit there, the owner of your dad? Do you know him from Hong Kong?
Yes, I do. When I used to go to the yard with Dad, I used to see Mr. Hoy quite a bit in the afternoons, and it's quite unbelievable from being a little boy watching him come to stables and not really being part of the the conversation about horses, to then being the person winning on his horses. So it's a great pleasure, and a big thank you to him.
How's your Mandarin?
No, it's not too great.
Can you maybe try to say congratulations to him?
No, I've been at school in South Africa for most amount of time.
Well done, you, Luke.
Thank you.
Well done to you, Mr. Hoy. You're getting the DVD, and your horse has come through. And well done to you, David, as well, a proud dad of Luke, and of course, granddad as well, Oman Ferraris. He's our champion apprentice, young Luke Ferraris. Number 7, Bay Tibbs, has come through to open up the Pick 6. 7, 6, 5, and 8 is the way they cross the line. Yep, race number 3. Up next, it's the last exotic, race number 4, 14:20, 20 past 2.